Kia ora, Dave here. Let's talk about how to find this comet that's in the sky at the moment. So I did get out last night and have a look at it. I wanted to wait until I'd seen it with my own eyes just to make sure that we can actually see it and sort of get a feel for what you can expect. Now, first of all, this is for our Southern Hemisphere followers. Northern Hemisphere people, you've had your chance to see it, so hopefully you got a look. But if you're down this part of the world, we're going to talk about how you can see it over the next few days. Now, you've probably heard that this is a very difficult one to see. And honestly, unless you have exceptionally good eyes, viewing conditions, and a dark sky, and good luck and everything, you're going to need at least a pair of binoculars or a telescope. So when I went outside last night, I tried first with my trusty 10 by 50 binoculars. These are my favourite general purpose all-round binoculars, and they gave me a reasonable view of it. But I'll get back to exactly what I saw shortly. Unfortunately, I forgot to take with me a small pair of binoculars like this. I think if you've got a decent pair of smaller binoculars, what are these? These are 10 by 25s. I think they'll probably still work, but honestly, I could only just get a reasonable view with the 10 by 50s. So, but still try it if you've got a good quality small pair of binoculars. After I had a look with my 10 by 50s, I did get out my trusty 50 by 70s and did get a much nicer view with these. So if you've got a big pair of binoculars like this, definitely try them as well, but I doubt whether many of you have. And if you happen to have a pair of big bad boys like these, then that's probably going to give you a really nice view. And of course, if you've got a telescope, give that a go as well. So anyway, what are we looking at? Let's go and have a look at Stellarium. So this is our planetarium app to show us what's in the sky. Now, I should mention that comets like this won't be loaded by default into normal stargazing apps. You have to load them yourself, generally speaking. If you need to do that, you can just Google it. It's not really that hard. But anyway, we don't need to worry about that. I'm just going to show you where to find it. So we are located here in sort of the middle upper part of the North Island, just south of Hamilton, but around New Zealand at least. It's going to be a fairly similar sort of view. So we're looking towards the north. So that's the first part of this. It's relatively easy. We're looking almost due north, really. So just to orient ourselves in the sky, hopefully you can see what we've got here. I'll zoom in a little bit in a sec, but basically you're looking north, and I would recommend starting by looking for Orion, or what most people call a pot. Nice and visible and very obvious up there. Down a little bit we've got the triangular group of stars of Taurus. You've got Matariki down here, and importantly the planet Mars here. That will help us a lot. And then if you look down almost towards the north, you've got a reasonably bright star, Capella, down there, and that will help. So the comet is traveling in a line, which I will try and draw for you. A few days ago, it sort of started down about here, just to the left of Capella, and is moving in what should be a straight line. I'll try my best. Past Mars, and then up sort of just past Taurus there. That's supposed to be a straight line. And that is more or less the path that the comet is travelling. And at the moment, we're set up on the 9th. So I'm recording this on Friday the 9th. Is it Friday the 9th? Thursday the 9th of February. And it will move each night. We'll get to that shortly. So we need to be looking around about here. I'm going to have to zoom in to find it exactly. But I would suggest that you start by finding Mars. So the planet Mars is right there, and it's going to be coming up close to the planet Mars, but it's at the moment on the 9th, it's just down and to the right a little bit. Now I will just zoom in a little bit just to sort of get us into the right area here, and I'll just zoom in a little bit at a time. And as we zoom in, of course, you're going to see more and more stars become visible, and I believe the comet is right there. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so you can see Mars is up here, and then we've got this other star down here, and Capella is down closer to the horizon now. So I would probably recommend that you get out your binoculars and you start with Mars and then just sort of move down and to the right a little bit until you can find what we're looking for. So I'll just sort of center it up a little bit, and actually look, let's just zoom in a little bit and we can kind of see the area that you're going to be seeing through the binoculars, and I'm actually going to simulate what it would look like sort of through the 10 by 50 binoculars. The comet itself, you're not going to see a bright nucleus like you can in this image. Here it looks like something reasonably bright with a bit of glow around it. In fact, I found it to be really just a fuzzy blob. Okay, so don't worry too much about trying to find the nucleus. Really what you want to be doing is looking for the stars around it and sort of this general pattern here. So just be having a look for these stars here, and hopefully you should be able to see a fuzzy blob. I reckon it was probably around about this big, actually, something like that. So that's what you're going to be looking for at least tonight on the 9th, but of course each night it's moving. So depending on which night you can get out there and have a look at it. Let's just come back out again. I'll just select it so we can see where it is. Let's come back out so we can see the whole view of the sky there. Maybe a little bit further about there. So again, we've got that. We've got Capella down here. We've got Mars up here, and Taurus up there. And if we just go through each night, Actually, I've sort of got a little bit late here. I reckon about sort of what am I doing? Sorry. I reckon about 9:30 or something was pretty good. To start having a look for it. So we're round about there. Let's go about 9:30 each night. So this is tonight on the 9th, and then if we just go forward one night at a time, let me just get over here, you should be able to see it moving each night. Now on the 11th, that's when it's going to be right next to Mars. That's probably the easiest time to see it. The moon's kind of out of the way, and it is right just next to Mars, just to the right of Mars there. So that'll be a good night to see it. And then we just keep moving each night. It's sort of heading up a bit more towards Aldebaran as part of, there it is, just next to Taurus there. By this stage, it's going to start being much more difficult to see. So let's just go back in time again to tonight. This is the 9th. The 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Hopefully you can see that. I know it's a bit hard to see these, especially if you're looking at it on a phone. You might want to watch this video on a bigger screen to be able to see where everything is there. But in a nutshell, that is what you're looking for, that path up past Mars and through Taurus. So that's pretty much it. A couple of quick things. This has been covered a lot in the mainstream media, and as always, they get most of it completely wrong, so you can really ignore most of what you see in the media. They're usually pretty good about telling you where it is, but they do exaggerate a lot what you can expect to see. Ignore the whole thing about being a green comet. That's actually not uncommon for a comet. The once-in-a-lifetime thing, yeah, sure, for this particular comet, but there are lots of comets that are once in a lifetime as they come around. So, I mean, it's a comet, and that's what you're looking for. You don't really expect to see any kind of tail. I certainly didn't. It was just a fuzzy blob. But this is not uncommon as well for a comet. If you're interested in finding comets, most of the comets that will come through our sky, you're not going to see a big spectacular thing with a nice long tail. You're looking for fuzzy blobs most of the time, maybe with a hint of a tail or something. It's not that unusual. So I think that is really all I wanted to say about it. So good luck, happy hunting. Don't expect to see anything with your own eyes. If you want to give it a go, I'd love to hear if anyone has managed to see it with their own eyes, but it really is on the absolute limit, or technically already it's past the limit of what most people can see with their own eyes, even under ideal conditions. So see if you can beg or borrow a pair of binoculars if you don't have any, or you should think about investing in some. Binoculars are really good things to have. Even the little wee ones, they have their uses. Personally, I really like the 10 by 50s for good all-round viewing, and of course they're really good for daytime viewing as well. So that's it. Happy hunting. Let us know in the comments if you have any luck. Cheers. See you later.